Another barrage before dawn. Ukrainian anti-aircraft batteries intercepting a Russian missile over the capital, one of two shot down this morning. As the assault closes in on Kiev, 2.5 million civilians are suddenly on the front line. Firefighters in the suburb of Koshitsa struggle to put out the blaze. Russia says it's not targeting civilians, but this is what happens when you fire missiles at a capital city. For many, it was the second night of cowering in basements and bomb shelters, doing whatever it takes to keep fear at bay. They always knew where these places were, but never really dreamed they'd use them. Not in 2022.
Now we have come to the building where the bomb shelter is, and we're trying to stay here. It's pretty crowded. People get their dogs and cats and kids, and we're hearing the news about possible attacks in this district.
And now the Russians are right outside, in Anna's neighborhood. This is Obolon, north of the city center. An armored vehicle runs over a car. Eyewitnesses unable to believe what they're seeing. Amazingly, the driver survives, pulled from the wreckage by desperate passers-by. Equally unbelievable, one of the city's buses still running, forced to give way to Kiev's invaders. In 24 hours, these streets have almost completely emptied. It is increasingly dangerous to go out. The Ukrainians have warned that Russian soldiers could be operating inside the city, perhaps even in stolen Ukrainian vehicles. Pressure on the government is mounting all the time. Most people here believe the Russians simply want to get rid of it. Sirens are now more frequent, and the sound of distant explosions too. For Ukraine's president, speaking again to his people, this is a lonely fight.
This morning we are alone in defending our country, just like yesterday. The most powerful forces in the world watch from afar.
Ukraine is huge. The attacks which began yesterday have affected almost every major city. Russian armored columns have been rolling in from north, south and east. The old Chernobyl nuclear reactor is now in Russian hands, but it seems the airbase at Gostomel, seized yesterday, may have been taken back. In the east, close to the Russian border, there was ferocious fighting overnight at Sumy. The Russians may not have made as much progress as they hoped here, and they're suffering casualties too. Back in Kiev, the wreckage of an unidentified Russian aircraft. The odds in this war are massively stacked against Ukraine, but it is fighting back. Paul Adams, BBC News, Kiev.
Well, let's take you live now. Not live. Let's take a look at some latest pictures that are coming into us here at BBC News. These are from Kharkiv. This is Ukraine's second biggest city. It is basically located in the northeast of the country. It's the largest city in its region, and it's a population of about 1.5 million. As you can see, it's cold, it's snowing, but these pictures are showing us pretty much the aftermath of a clear attack. Vehicles have been destroyed. Missile strikes have impacted the area. You can see here that soldiers are milling around, smoking cigarettes. You've seen overturned vehicles. This city is, of course, the second biggest in the country. These are the Ukrainian army soldiers on the outskirts of that city, which has been very much, together with Kiev, the focus of the Russian army. Again, we've seen vehicles destroyed and the aftermath of missile strikes in this city, but these pictures coming into us now showing exactly what the Ukrainian army are up against. Not only have they seen an attack by the Russian military, but it looks like the weather is absolutely appalling as well. So these pictures have just been coming into us here from today at BBC News.
Call Halayimullah Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua Bahashim Kakadash, the blindness to the apostles and elders of Red Millstone, and respect to all the brothers preaching and teaching the truth worldwide in sincerity, and peace and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom. You seeing that war taking place in Ukraine, between Russia and Ukraine, and it's just the beginning, man. You know, this thing is going to, elevate. You know, soon it's going to be an all-out world war, the third war. Revelations 11 verse 14, the second war is past, and behold, the third war coming quickly. So it's going to be a World War III. And we Hebrew Israelites that's in the truth and sincerity, we prophesy these things, you know, starting with the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, you know, telling you that these wars is going to happen, man. That is going to be a third war. This is Jeremiah 28 verse 8, and it reads, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. You know, the prophets that have been prophets that was back then, you know, and they here today, and they lot. You know, back then they was prophesying against these countries, you know, these great kingdoms about war and about the evil days, bad times, and a pestilence, man. You know, these plagues. And the prophets are back in their lot, prophesying about the wars, the evil days, the bad times, you know, and the pestilence, the plagues that's coming here upon this world, this earth. So, you know, hey man, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua speak through his men. So Yahweh Bashem Yahushua been telling you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans that these things was going to come to pass. You know, it's not an all-out war yet, you know, but the third war is coming. It's going to come quickly, you know. This is gonna get looped. You see, this, and we prophesy, you know, against America, man, mainly, you know, that this place is gonna be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, man. You know, soon to come. And those missiles are the armies of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. But we seeing all this take place. Us that's in this truth don't need to be, you know, frightened. We don't need to be afraid, because we know that this have to come to pass. We know this is the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is making this happen. So we on the side of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. We have no reason to be afraid. It's Luke 21. Jump down to verse 9. And it reads, but when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, and that's what we're hearing right now over there with Russia and Ukraine. Wars, you know, the war between them two right now. Be not terrified. Be not terrified. You know, if you're in this truth and sincerity, you're not worried about, you know, the things that's coming. Of course, you pray to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua that he keep you, you know, keep you protected, of course. But being afraid, like, oh my God, look what's going on over there and all that. No, you want to see these things happen. You know, we get excited, but not too excited, because we know is more to come. You know, you got Jacob's trouble, you got the MOTB. There's more things to come. You know, but you know, this is just the beginning. You know, you got martial law. You know, the sorrows on every side. A lot of things got to take place. So it's no reason to, you know, be afraid or feel sorry for those people over there. We want these things to happen. We want these wars to take place. You know, you want the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua to be done. You want his words to come to pass. If you're in this truth and sincerity. Don't be like the people of this world. You know, you got people over here protesting for the Ukrainians and feeling sorry for them, and you know, you got dumbass rappers like Gunna talking about we pushing peace for Ukraine. Stupid shit. You don't know what's going on, man. You know, just make us feel good because we see that the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua are coming to pass. He's not prolonging his words anymore. He's going to perform what is written. He's going to perform his words. And you unbelievers, you unbelieving Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you're going to see, man. You're going to see the power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. You know. You're going to see the terror of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua come up on this place. Verse 9, but when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Meaning the end is not yet. You know, we see this coming, you know, this small war between Russia and Ukraine. And World War III ain't popped off yet, but we know it's coming. Even when World War III pop off, we know that's not the end. You know, other prophecies still have to come to pass. You know, so we at the end of this thing, but we got a little ways to go. We still got to go through other things got to come to pass, man. These prophecies got to come to pass. And the end ain't gonna come until these prophecies come to pass. You know. You got the return of Yahweh Shai. You know, you got Jacob's trouble, the MOTB, you know, the sorrows on every side. You got a lot to come to pass, man. You know. But we close. We closer than we ever been. And all these things, all these prophecies gonna come to pass in our lifetime. In our lifetime. So get yourselves in order. Repent, turn back to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Believe the gospel. Believe this word. This word is faithful and true. You know. Verse 10, then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. You seeing that? You're seeing these nations rise against each other. You know, see Russia rising up against Ukraine. And these other nations, you know, rising up against each other. You see Ukraine, you know, you see the UK and America and Canada, these allies of Ukraine rising up against, you know, Russia. You got China and Taiwan rising up against each other, you know. So, hey, the Holy Bible is speaking, man. And these words is coming to pass. You know, these prophecies. Everything that's written is going to happen. Verse 11, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places. And we see earthquakes in different places of the world. And famines. And that's starting to, you know, come. You know, where it's going to be a shortage of food and water. And pestilence, you know, you got the C19, you know, you should know what that is, C19, you know, and it's gonna be more pestilence than that, you know. This devil gonna put out more shit, man. And that's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua using this devil to put out those pestilence, man. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is in control of what's going on in the world. Fearful sights and great signs shall be seen. So like your fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven, you know. And we see the chariot sightings in the heavens, man. You know. We see these things taking place, man, in our lifetime. The holy angels are in those chariots, the so-called UFOs. And we not ought to be afraid of the chariot sightings. They here for us. The chariots are going to be the way we going to be delivered out of this wicked place, man. When Yahweh shall return. So you not ought to be afraid, man. You know, you got to get yourselves in order, man. Get on the right side of the fence. You know. You want to be on the side of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. Run unto him, man. He's your shield and your protector, man. You know. He's going to guide you through this thing, man. But you have to get yourselves in order. You can't be out here being wicked and expect Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua to be with you. He's not dealing with you wicked as Israelites, man. You non-believers. So, you know, I'm ended off with that, you know. See y'all again soon, Yahweh willing. Shalom.